in bricklaying, the number one thing that is constant within our trade is the materials that are supplied to put between the bricks. So your sand, your cement, your lime, ties, lintels over windows, those things, flashings, all of those things are constant. They're the same all the time on every job. There may be a ratio difference that slightly changes cement and lime ratios and things like that, but we pretty much use the same amount of sand, the same amount of cement, the same amount of lime. Okay, so if that's the case, if we can supply that material and pick up a margin on that material, is it worth it? If we could pick up 10, 15, maybe 20%, maybe 25% on some things, those margins can go a long way to help you get through the variables, the things that aren't constants. Like if we do make a mistake, we all make mistakes and we have to spend more time and pull down some brickwork. If it's a difficult job to get access to that we haven't quite allowed for in our quote or our pricing, or it's just not there within our purchase order or per thousand rate that we've agreed to on the project, then those margins that we make on the constants can pick up for the things that we lose. And there's always something that just doesn't seem to run smoothly. If we have a perfect job, well, that's fantastic. We make a margin on our labour and our time, and we make the margin on the material. But if we don't make it on our labour as much as we need to because there's been some hold-ups, then we can pick it up on the materials. But I want to take it a step further. Have you ever been on a project where you've spoken to the builder or you've spoken to the supervisor from the building company and they've told you, yep, the job's ready to go on Monday, the sand's being delivered Monday morning, the materials will be there, you're ready to go. You arrive there, you've got 6 guys ready to go or 3 guys ready to go on the job. You turn up there at 6 o'clock in the morning or 6:30 in the morning. Sand's supposed to be there at 7. You've loaded out the job. You're ready to go. You're set up. The sand doesn't turn up and the materials don't turn up. You're left standing around for 2, 3, 4 hours because the materials haven't turned up on time when the supervisor said it was. But if you were in control of your own material, you're not only making a margin, you're actually saving time on labour that you've had to pay for guys standing around because the materials weren't there, because we've let the control of our materials go to our builder. So I just want to put it out there to seriously consider supplying your own materials and approaching your clients that you would like to do that and express to them why you want to do that. So if you go to your builder, had resistance when I've spoken to other people about this in the past, that they fear that their builder is going to reject that because the builder wants to make a margin on the materials that they're supplying for you. And that possibly could be the case. However, if it can be presented in another way to the builder and say, I would like to supply my own materials because it helps me in this way, it helps me be more efficient. Yes, I can pick up a little bit of a margin on the materials. However, it's going to take time off your supervisors that they can allocate to better being efficient supervisors, or save them time as the builder from providing you the materials and having a run around and get you the materials. And generally, if you go to your builder and you have a talk to them about that and say exactly that if there is a benefit in it for them, as well as being a benefit for you, so it's a win-win situation, generally the builder will have a talk to you about it and consider it. And if not, even if it doesn't, it opens up a conversation with your builder that there's different ways of doing things that could be more efficient for them and for you. It's not in your builder's interests to just make all the profit. It's in the builder's interest to give you a bit more profit if it's not really costing them anything, because that makes your business profitable, more successful, and then you have the ability to train better guys, give him a better service, and provide a long-term relationship with that builder. Because if you're not making those margins and any profit on your jobs, then eventually you get out of the business, you get out of the game, and you go and do something else because it's just not worth it. We're not in the game to not make any money and have a better future for ourselves. If we just want to make a wage, we can go and do that for someone else. We're in a hard-working game where we need to make a profit to make it worth our while. Protect your margins, guys.